when I last left off, I had the BIOS updated, and I was essentially ready to put it in the case. But then it occurs to me that it's probably a good idea to open up these SSDs and then put those in because they have integrated heat sinks for these. It'll be easier to do that now rather than later, and also make sure that they are working. My knife. So these are both Samsung 980 Pros, both 2 terabytes. And we're actually going to have them set up as mirrors of each other. And they will be the cache drives for the NAS. So it should help with writing stuff to disk and more throughput. And then files will then be transferred sort of automatically over to the actual hard disk drives. Pretty simple stuff. And number 2. Now, like hard drives, things in the same production run tend to have, if one fails, you'll often see failures in other drives in the same run, and we actually have consecutive serial numbers from the looks of it. Oh, maybe not. The serial number is different, but the part in the packaging is the same. From the manual, there's essentially 4 M.2 slots. So there's this one here, and then there's actually 3 under here, and then this one, and then the one on this side are the 1 and 2, and then those are 3 and 4. And I know that, I think it's 4. Oh, no, number 3 actually shares bandwidth with this specific PCI Express slot. Although, even if we run this, I think it just makes it go slower, but we're not going to put one in there anyways. Now in my desktop, I actually have a 980 Pro and a 990 Pro. I just went with the 980s because although the 990 Pro is faster, it's really not that much of a difference. So this should... I'm going to have to take these little things off. Those are like heat spreaders essentially, but they had a little bit of film. And then there's also one on the actual heatsink here. Try to pull it off without pulling the actual heat pad. Alright, number 1. And there's a little locking mechanism. And back in. Yeah, when you look at the 970 Evo, I think that was the next one under, which I actually have on one of my laptops. Those ones, they have something about like 3 gigabits of read and write, and then the 980s are closer to like 5,000, 6,000. I think it's a little bit split, but the 990s are only, I think, like 6,000 or something. It's really not that much of a difference, considering that you're paying more for it. if you'd actually really meaningfully notice a difference. There was an interesting LTT video from I think a couple years ago where they actually compared hard disk drives to SATA SSDs and M.2 SSDs, otherwise all being identical in a blind test, and people just couldn't really notice a difference, like you would with a hard drive, but actual like SSDs, unless you're watching like a status, it really won't make it. You won't notice. So this is kind of rised. There was actually these little pads, and I think you might have to put those on. So I don't remember seeing these with my desktop. I don't really know how much of a difference it makes. For use single-sided M.2 SSDs. So how's that going to go on? Like this. Oh. I guess it's a little bit of a riser. I guess because there isn't, at least on this side, there isn't all the flash is on one side, and then there's not on the underside, and I guess there's a little bit of a riser to keep it level, I guess. That's two. And then we just need to take off the pad for this one, just this one. All back in, and then hopefully we should see everything in the BIOS. Good. We just got turned itself on. The orange light, that means it is checking DRAM. Always the one that takes the longest. It'll be posted. I don't have Expo enabled because I'll just be replacing this memory with the kit of 192 gigs once I get it. Temperature rising. And yeah, we have 2 drives. Yeah, sure. Just short this. Just want to turn it off. Not doing it, but just kill it. All right. Now that that's working, I can put this all in the case.